Alright, hey guys, welcome back to a brand new play-by-play video. In this video we're going to be playing some Amaterasu solo. For our build, we go Death's Toll with Sunder, of course, and at level 1 you can get just a bunch of health potions. You could go a tier 1 item, but I tend to find just getting health potions is like the most consistent kind of lane trading play you can make. And with this, we just start our blue, secure that, and we kind of start with the normal lane. A big advantage Amaterasu has right now, on top of having good tankiness, good clear, good safety, is that our level 1 buff clear is really, really strong. So you should be able to get to the wave generally a little bit earlier than just about every other character, and with that, you kind of just spawn in ahead most of the time. So we'll try to showcase that off. Obviously, this is like my signature pick. She's not quite, in my opinion, as fun as in Smite 1, but still, like now with some of the build shifts, she's a little bit more in line with the first game's iteration of her. So yeah, pretty excited. We'll see kind of how we do it. It looks like we are leading against a Mordred most likely, which is a pretty normal matchup. You know, your worst matchup on Am is probably going to be like a Ra or something, just because they're able to kind of deal with your fight, and your best matchups are going to be anything you can outclear pretty easily. So yeah, generally though, she's good into everything right now. Ama's a strong pick. We did unfortunately lose a minion. That was kind of RNG. It is what it is. We're gonna make him lose 1 creep here. He did, and now we just continue on. So we're up 1 creep. We want to hit him with our 2 right there to group the minions. And yeah, generally speaking, again, it's going to be pretty similar clear right now, but we are 2 first because we got that extra minion. And just looking for kind of clear and poke. You can walk at him a little bit here. He's kind of inting. And he's just dead. So really, really important, when you don't have that XP advantage, what do you not want to do? You don't want to walk up. We're just looking for a fight on him because we have that level advantage, and because obviously our auto attacks are going to be really good with our 2. Charging will freeze off a couple of minions here, because again, our wave is losing. We want that to be the case, because that'll make him lose more farm, and we just kind of sit here. And now we have like an even bigger lead, right? Now what does he have to do? He's got to walk up. So as a result, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to just walk at him a little bit, get some poke off. We can push this wave now because we're not worried about freezing right this moment. And that's going to kind of carve in this opportunity to do a camp. So really, really important, when you have the XP advantage, you want to make them feel forced to do something. So we just kind of sit there, auto him. And the best play that he's got is actually just to run away, but it feels really, really bad when you're committed that far up. So whether it's Hades, Mordred, it doesn't really matter. You just want to kind of make them feel pressure to do something in a spot there, and assuming they can't really just like out-clear you and stuff, which in that spot obviously couldn't, it's a lot of trouble for him. Same idea here, we've got good sustain. I want to look for a little bit of poke if we can. Doing totem is like an okay call. It's an okay play for sure. And we're just going to kind of fight him because we're winning these. But we don't have to do the totem either, excuse me, because if we do the totem, and I just got up, so I apologize if I sound a little groggy, then we're breaking our freeze, right? The wave's going to push into him, and if we break our freeze and the wave pushes into him, well then obviously it could be a little bit of an issue. So I don't feel super rushed, to do anything right now. We're just going to kind of sit here and create tension. He's getting these minions, but look at the health bar he's staying at the end and the XP deficit he's at. We can hit this now a little bit, but the whole point of this is I want him to stay low and stay a low level, either so that we have kill potential or we can invade a buff. You notice his blue buff's going up soon, so now all of a sudden when we push this wave, we're going to have a buff coming up that we're going to be able to do. We're also 5 right now, meaning that I'm going to clear this minion and he's probably just dead. Because all we have to do here is just ult. Don't even need to sunder. He's going to try to get this minion. That's fine either way. Oops. And he's going to fall down. So we're just creating tension. We're waiting for either a wave to crash like it did right there, to freeze off minions, or opening up an opportunity for blue. Either way, the point is that he really doesn't want to walk up no matter what. And the moment he does is we're just going to, like, you know, hit level 5 before him, or still have some kind of a power spike over him just through XP or by our lead, whatever it might be. And it should be a really easy kill either way. And that wave pushes in, mind you, when he doesn't have that teleport. So obviously that's bad just because, you know, you're losing it, but also that's, you you know, it's a full wave. Like you're not getting any of it, so you're losing the XP, you're losing the gold. If it was the wave with the Minotaur, that's also a problem, obviously. And now that our Warhorn here, it's really not that bad because, you know, we're not really looking to freeze, but we're going to get a lot of damage off on him. And how much of the gold from this wave is he actually able to get? Notice our Thor's here. Why? Because we were able to poke this guy. And if he looks for a wall here, he is just dead. We're going to Sunder, because obviously we're going to want some extra damage, and he's just dead. So another wave is going to be lost here. And he's just sort of like in a momentum spot where he's just going to kind of keep dying off cooldown. We didn't even need the new ult there. Thor gank obviously facilitates that, but if Thor doesn't come over, we still just like kind of continue to poke him out a little bit. And then reset. We can back right now, pick this camp up after. Golden Blade's our first kind of buy, and really all we're doing with that is getting ourselves some, whoopsies, we're getting ourselves some attack speed and all of those things. We go into Pharaoh's Curse next. This gives us shared prots and attack speed. Kind of like your closest thing to Berserker's Shield without actually going Berserkers, and in a lot of ways it's just much better, so that's going to be cool. And then we go like a Braggy's Harp just for some damage, and you're basically looking at a very similar core feel to the Ama builds of Smite 1. That's his blink down for free. Obviously he's got ult right now, so I don't want to just ult him. But yeah, we'll just kind of keep holding this wave tension here. We're not necessarily freezing all the time here, but we're forcing him to walk up, and I really want that to happen because when he walks up, he'll miss a minion or two, you know, through this freeze. It's not really a good freeze, but the point is we just want him to walk up like this, because that's going to happen every single time, right? Whether it's poke or just a kill, you know, obviously it just depends on how ahead you are, the build that they have, and all that stuff, but more often than not, it's probably just going to be a kill. He's probably got his teleport up. That's not really a big deal. At some point, somebody did a Warhorn. I don't know if that was him or I don't know if that was anybody else, but it's really, really bad to get the Warhorn when you're behind, because all we're going to do here is just sit here and do nothing. This wave's going to die because his wave's way stronger than mine, and when he shows up, we just walk at him, and again, we are pretty quality assured that his wave state is completely doomed right here. Literally don't need to touch it. We've gotten 3 minions so far. He's lost 4, now 5. Again, he needs to show up quickly. You can't diverge and do other camps because you're going to continue to lose. And this pulls over. This pulls over to the next wave, right? So we just maintain this. Now we see Mordred, for whatever reason, has rotated, probably understanding that he's getting frozen upon. This rotation by him could get him a kill or something, but it's very, very forced. So the idea is all we do right now is just farm. We could rotate, but again, if we just farm, I mean, you look at the gold lead right now, we're looking at a 2k gold lead at 6 minutes. So he really should be like ineffective in that fight, and he's just going to die because, again, you are so far behind. Forced to rotate, it's just not going to be good because, again, what do you do? And worst comes to worst, even if he gets a kill, look how open up the map is. We're going to get a blue buff, we push in a wave, we're about to push in a second wave, or start pushing in a second wave. Red buff's coming up soon, Naga's around here. There's a lot of like equitable stuff that, say you're the Mordred and you get a kill on that rotation, chances are it's probably not even going to be worth the farm you're getting, right? So you need to get more than 1 kill's worth of farm. It seems like, what was it? Did they just get gold? I think they just got gold. So they got something out of it, but again, you're losing so much for that rotation that, like, you're a net negative almost no matter what. We have now an opportunity to rotate over to this. This is a little bit dodgy, but we have Sunder, so I feel okay. I can kind of just rotate mid, actually, as this Phoebus is really walking up. Silence him here. Sunder him here. He's healing, but he'll die here eventually. Use our Sunder just to kind of get more damage off. And ooh. Hey, buddy. I'm here. Not too bad. Oh, no way. That sucks. I didn't know where he went. I thought we'd hit him with that for sure. It's all good. We just get his red here. Our Thor's soaking up our wave, which is totally fine. We got a kill. We're getting a second kill. Or not a second kill. We're getting a second buff, excuse me. And we're feeling pretty good. And all Thor has to do there is catch the wave. It's just like a transfer of farm. Nobody's really losing anything. And you can make these rotations and kind of do that as well if you know you're not losing any farm. Kind of into there, which sucks a bit, but it's all good. As long as no one's losing anything, it's generally like really, really good to do that. Now they're going for me a little bit. I'm not sure why. We should be fine here. We just have to kind of stand our ground. And yeah, we're all good. Again, the wave is pushing on us, which is not what they want. Loki has no ult, so I know I'm safe. I'm just going to hide in tower a little bit and wait. Pops out there, runs away. We push this now. And yeah, you know, a little bit shaky. You know, it was unfortunate Mordred got a kill. It's unfortunate that we didn't get the Loki in mid, but I mean, it still ends up with us being up, you know, an additional 600 gold. So these plays do kind of work, and they do help you out. You just have to make sure you're farming first. Really, really important there, if you want to live that play, you can't detonate your 2 early. You'd think, hey, I want to detonate my 2, get the damage off, and maybe kill him in time or kill him quicker before that 2 comes off. But if you do that, you lose your mitts. You lose your mitts, you're going to die there. So really, really important, hold your 2 in fights to kind of keep yourself alive, right? And we've got this tier 2 Braggies now. This is obviously a lot of strength, attack speed, a little bit of intelligence as well, which is going to be great. And the passive that gives you a little bit of a boost on your auto attack, so it's going to make us do significantly more damage to anybody we fight. I can just get on this Loki and do a little damage check right now, which is the tier 2. We're getting Mordred ulted, that should be fine. Again, I still have Sunder here and ult. We're going to just Sunder the Loki as we're ulting, and he should just be dead to that, yeah. So we can use our Sunder during abilities and stuff. We're going to use our Pharaoh's Course now, so this guy's slowed. And he's dead as well. Smooth stuff. There we go. Alright. Keep pushing right, keep doing our thing, and we're good to go. Yeah, so again, you can use your Sunder and stuff during your ult. We want to preemptively ult there so we don't take way more damage. Loki could ult our ult, but he's still going to be getting hit. So we can either ult our ult and ult out. We really don't want to be getting like chain stun there. Our best play would have been to ult the Mordred ult, but we just weren't able to get that off. So if we do it right after, we should still be okay as long as we're kind of tanky and healthy, which we were. Again, that all gets a lot worse if we don't clear the tower range and stuff like that before we get picked up. I can look mid here really quickly. The Steamer's backing, but I might be able to get to him. Do. And yeah, if we don't, no worries, but it's worth the shot. Cool, we're going to back right now. We could do this. It's a little annoying since they're running away. I'm going to just steal the red buff first and then help after. Again, this is just sort of a spot where like we have a lead, we may as well. We see Loki on left side as well, so this is like very much not going to be contested. Again, Sobek is going to soak right wave, which is like totally fine. And we're able to just do this objective. Super, super like normal stuff here. Now, if he also finds the Mordred or something, he's just going to make their lives like really miserable, but he didn't. You know, it's fine. Go get our rest of our stuff, and it's looking like a reset angle really, really soon. So a lot of people ask me, hey, when do you rotate? You know, obviously when you're this far ahead, you really can't make a mistake, right? But that's kind of part of like what I preach. You want to just try to get your farm good. So even if you're not this far ahead per se, you have enough of a lead that if you do rotate and the rotation is a little bit bad, a little bit questionable, you have a cushion to fall back on, but also to, you know, make a forced fight feel okay. So right now, like, we can force any type of fight, and even if, like, you could use some metric to be like, oh, that looks forced, it'll probably still work out just because we're so far ahead. That's kind of the logic you want to apply just to make your idea of rotating easier. If you can farm well, because they're always going to be up to your discretion, they're always going to be different, but if you can, generally speaking, say, hey, I'm farming well, I'm in a good spot, I'm not dying in the laning phase because I'm not taking stupid fights and whatnot, that lead is just going to, you know, kind of help you facilitate anything you want in the mid game. But generally speaking, you choose when to rotate off of really just objectives, right? So you see an objective and you decide kind of, hey, do I want to go over to this? So that objective could be like we're going right now, this mid tower. It could be a Gold Fury if that's up. It could be a Pyromancer, which is obviously going to be a little bit later. But any of those things are generally fine. And at the same time, you can also make the decision, do I just want to not rotate at all? But generally speaking, just make sure you're looking for an objective on the map that looks good. You could also proxy or preemptively clear solo wave and then say, like, I want to go for like a mid camp buff or something. You know, that's not a terrible idea, but you just have to kind of make sure you identify your purpose with it, and it should, generally speaking, be fine. We'll slow him here, get his ult off, and we are all okay. So yeah, really, really important, as long as you find the occasion. So right now we were looking for mid-tower. That kind of transgressed to a Gold Fury call, and we just played up to zone at gold and get kills, and it worked out pretty well for us, right? Oh, did we die? Damn. All right, we had fun. I was limit testing there. It's all good. Yeah, that was a little too much. It was fun though, it was fun. Can't be mad. If we had like 200 more health there, we do get out, which is a shame. But I super inted. We had fun though, we had fun. Alright. So, next item, what do we want to go here? Couple of different choices. It's nice to get some cooldown if you can. We'll get a sentry right now as I think about it. It's nice to get cooldown though if you can. So going like a regular breastplate is never a terrible idea. If you see a lot of crit going, what is it called, Leviathan's Hide or any of that stuff is also fine. You could also say like let's go a little bit more into the offensive edge here and go for a kin size. That's a good pickup. But generally speaking, you're not going to be this far ahead. So I'm going to give you guys the build that I would go if I'm not so far ahead. Obviously, if you're ahead, you can kind of build damage more liberally and freely. But I would recommend going a defense item here of some sort. It doesn't have to have cooldown, but it's kind of nice if it does. And then if you're feeling like they have a lot of CC, right? They have a Ymir, which in this case they do. Maybe they have an Anubis, in this case they do. And you're not ahead. You want to go something with cooldown here, and then something with like shared defensive properties last. So say you go breastplate here because they're like, yeah, I want to get cooldown for my ultimate and all that stuff. You'd be going a Spirit Robe Blast. And again, the idea with going Spirit Robe Blast is it'd be good into high CC. That's generally what you want to do into high CC comps. If you're not into high CC comps, you can go breastplate into kin size. And if you're into comps that don't have super high CC but they have really split damage, you could go Spirit Robe into kin size. Those are all kind of like iterations, and they just accomplish slightly different things. So again, just look at how much damage they have, how much CC they have. We want to block this ult, and we're just going to kind of go crazy here. Hopefully. This guy's dead here. Never mind, he had blink, no worries. Still got good damage off here. Anubis is looking for a combo on us, and we're just going to kind of get on him now. Alright, so no kills for us, but we got a lot of damage off, and obviously we should be totally fine here. A little bit more damage than I thought, I won't lie. Nice job. Alright, I got a little bit close, not gonna lie, but we're good. Defense helps, you know, so we're gonna get more of that, and we should be set. They've got a lot of CC, so even though we're ahead, like, man, you feel it for sure. But yeah, I think breastplate's generally like a really good pickup here. I'm just gonna quickly look at the cooldown rate items, see if there's anything else I'd really recommend. You could also, by the way, go like Talisman of Purification here instead of Spirit Robe for the same idea of like anti-CC. They're pretty fizz defense or fizz damage slated at the moment, so I'm not really looking at that, but that's like definitely a viable option, right? So if you said instead of Spirit Robe, we want to go Breastplate into the Talisman just because it's such a broken item and it's a really good team item, totally fine and like I think good decision to do. So just look at your build, kind of look at what you feel like you need. If you want to say, hey, I want to go Spirit Robe and I want to go Breastplate, but I'm going to sell Golden Blade late to get even more protections and play more safe because the CC is really killing me, I think that's also a totally viable play. Just remember, you don't have to be locked into this Golden Blade. This is much more a bridge item than anything. That's facilitating farming and whatnot, so once that laning phase is over, you're 25 minutes plus, you definitely don't need it, so just keep that in mind. And sort of the same with Braggy's Harp. You know, it's still a strong item. It's still like an aggressive, good item to have. But if you feel like you need to sell that for kin size, or you need to sell that for even another defense item, and you really go like a full tank Ama, just again, more CC, more defense, less CC, more damage. That's generally just how your mix is going to go on these kind of semi-aggressive soul laners that aren't traditional tanks, or they don't have to be. If you're playing Odin or something, you know, your build path is going to be pretty similar. Defense, 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 right? If you're playing Chalk, you can kind of lean into damage with his with the way his protection scaling works, but your Odins and some of your other solos that are kind of a bit more traditional tank, you're kind of sticking to a certain way on them. But Ama, Hades are going to be different, right? So right now we can just kind of split. I could rotate, but what you're going to notice is that we're obviously the strongest 1v1ing character right now with the lead, and also just generally speaking in the game. So I want to bring people over to me. The only person, say 5 minutes from now, who's going to have a good 1v1 into me is going to be Anubis. And if Anubis matches me, well, we have this really, really great opportunity to just out-rotate him because we're faster. So if we're splitting right, Anubis comes to follow us, we're literally just going to beeline mid and always get there first. So generally speaking, it's not a problem. The point is that nobody can match us. So what we want to do is force people to us. Ideally, when we force people to us, they waste a lot of time trying to match us, and then we split mid. Instead of matching us, they've decided to just, hard fight mid to try to win the fight and get to Fire Giant. It's not a bad idea, but you're confirming losing a Phoenix, and we should be able to do a pretty good job here just defending. So that's a lot of the split push pressure that you're able to apply with the pick. When you have good auto attack damage, when you have good 1v1, and you're fairly tanky, you make it difficult for someone to make a decision. Because again, the 1v1s are not really going to be won. They're going to go to fire now, like you said. But how good is this call really? Right, we'll see. Get a Sunder off on multiple people. Mordred's dead here. Flip around to ult. This guy's out, but again, what were we trying to do? Just forces them off. So it was more than an okay enough play. Might actually die here, which does suck a bit. But hopefully they can hold. I kind of got on there at the end. I didn't realize he still had ult. So he kind of got crapped on. Did get a pick though. Worst comes to worst, if I just entered and that's like completely garbage. One of them's down. So 4 with fire is not the end of the world. Damn, he almost stole that. 4 with fire is not the end of the world. I should have just backed up a little bit. I didn't realize he still had ults. I think they just came up again, to be honest. It's all good. So yeah, a little bit of an int by me, but we also had a lot of gold, to be fair. So I think it probably would have been smarter for me to reset right there and get full starter and breastplate, and then come back to that. Because if we have those things right there, we're looking at a much better fight, just because we have more items and we're tankier. So a little bit of a miss by me. Could have done that. You're not a tank player, but you think Spirit Robe and Golden Blade would be quite good together? Yeah, no, definitely. So by the way, guys, I am streaming a lot of these videos now. I'm still recording them like a video, but I am just streaming them, just as a way to ask questions, that kind of stuff. But yeah, Spirit Robe would definitely be good here. So we'll probably go Spirit Robe in this game. They've got a lot of CC, and even though I'm really ahead, I'm feeling it. So it's a great item here. We're just like, focusing right now on getting cooldown, which we did with Breastplate. We're going to get a Cleanse and a little bit more cooldown with Talesman, and then we can literally just sell Golden Blade for Spirit Robe. And you're just doing that again if you feel like, wow, they have a lot of CC, they have a lot of damage. I don't want to get like one shot and pops, so it's just going to be a good pickup for me. We can kind of use a pseudo Frostbound right here. All we have to do is follow this guy. We got his blink, obviously. Pop it now. I was out of range because I stink. Oh dear. This guy's still dead. It's going to just take a while. But he does die here, most likely. He's got Gem of Focus. That's making him so fast. And to him. Let's see, do we actually get him? We do. Yeah, that was messy and not well done by me, but it's all good. Remember, they do have Fire Giant right now. Now, Mordred didn't, right, because he was dead. But what are we going to do right now? Think about it. They're groups. Some of them kind of died. Literally just split. Whole idea is we want to bring people to us, not the other way around. You don't have to do that. Again, you can play a little bit more team-centric on Ama and like just, abuse like the team auras and stuff like that, and that's still a good play and it's still a good thing to do. But if you're in a spot again where you can like just win the 1v1s consistently, which you should be able to most of the time, it kind of opens up like different angles for play. You can play more team-centric or you can play more 1v1-centric. I think like the best way to play the character is a blend of two, but you just kind of find your angles. So if you feel like you have really good positioning and your team's not around you, that good positioning better be because you have a split push angle, right? If you feel like your team's in a good spot, play around your team. So it just sort of depends on like identifying the map. Now we can obviously just follow our team around mindlessly like a support would, and just make sure we're around them, and that's like totally fine to do. But again, like I want to look for these splits and I want to look for the counterplay. So my mindset's like if the team's not ready to do something off of me, it doesn't matter. I'm still like sufficient on my own, right? And if they are, then great. Then I'll like group with them. So like here, obviously, the team's kind of grouping. Great. And now we can kind of look towards another tier 2. We could look towards the Fire Giant when that comes up. It's still a little bit of time, obviously, but this fight looks okay. I'm going to take a lot of damage, actually, to start, so we might just need to back up. Anubis does damage, doesn't he? We're going to reset right here. We do have TP. So 1-for-1 trade with Nuwa dying, so it's not terrible. But yeah, we do take a lot. Again, Anubis is really, really, really strong right now, so that's kind of why you see that. But we've got beads now, and we can sell Golden Blade and pick up Spirit Robe. I think like now even, I think we basically have enough gold. 4v3 is really good for us. I have got Nagas, so getting a mid Phoenix here should be really, really easy. Again, a lot of their damage is just Anubis. I know Jingwei's the other half, but isn't really a huge threat. All we're going to do is just walk up here too, get the Nagas out. Jingwei's up in the air, but they're already tanking and doing some damage for us, so we're totally fine. And we've got another wave here that, in walking in on this, we should be able to do pretty good work. They're CCing us a lot, and again, the Ymir prots and stuff is really, really strong. I'm going to dash on this Ymir because I think we can just kill him. Not quite. That's alright. No worries. Again, it doesn't matter. As long as we're getting damage off, like, we'll be able to carve something for this mid-Phoenix eventually. You just have to be a little bit patient. We have plenty of time there. Alright, so mid-Phoenix is down. That's obviously going to be pretty strong for us. I can look at this guy a little bit. We slowed him with the Pharaoh's Curse. That's his ult force, and that's all I was looking for. Really important there. We're not ulting on purpose because we know we can force his ult without it. If we ult and then he ults, like, it's not really, we're not really getting anything. We're just sort of breaking even. I don't really want to break even at this point when we're ahead in terms of like cooldowns and stuff. So they're kind of actually rotating here, and I believe our buddy is very dead. I'm not sure why they followed me, because the idea is like I can run around the map and like be totally safe. So what we're actually going to do is something a little bit snaky. We're just going to teleport here and go for Right Phoenix. If it's still, if we still have our Naga by the time we get there, we should be able to just do this. Because again, we have them up. Yeah, and the Gold Fury still has the Phoenix weakened. So this actually should just be a really free, easy call. Yeah. Again, the Gold Fury is weakening the Phoenix with that buff thing. So we just have to kind of finesse around a little bit. We didn't even need the Naga for that. But if that Gold Fury had not weakened the Phoenix, with the Naga we'd be able to do it there for sure. So either way, like, it works. That was just kind of overkill. And we'll come back over. Again, this tower is weakened, so we can just backdoor the tower here without the Naga, and it should be fine. Oh, it just ended, I think. Oh no, it's still here. Yeah, it just ended now. Still good though. Get it for free. You can back up here. Start heading towards fire. You know, we don't have the best Phoenix on the map, so this fire contest for them is still relatively easy, but it's not a huge issue. I mean, I think we'll be totally fine. We get the Spirit Robe because, again, despite us being really ahead, they just have super CC. So again, like, your CC picks that when you see them, you have to really be concerned about is, like, you look at the comp and you say, okay, do they have a Ymir? That's like a textbook, we have to go Spirit Robe kind of angle and build more defense. If they have a Loki, that's usually one of those. If they have an Anubis, it's definitely one of those. So you see any combination of those characters, as well as some others, right? But Ymir is like the biggest Ama killer right now in the game. And Anubis as well. So you just got to be especially careful for those two. Yeah, no, getting like mitts and stuff is really strong. I mean, Spirit Robe is really, really good, and just for the prod amounts and stuff. So anything you can get in that, as long as you're like, as long as your identity is just having defense, because like you look at that fight there, and I notice Loki's chasing us, so we're gonna absolutely book it. We're totally fine here. We just have to run a little bit. They're gonna go back now underneath and stuff, but I should be fine. I'm gonna come back and help because I'm tanky enough to help. It's just I'm not tanky enough to live the initial fight. I missed my first soul because he blinked it. He's still dead though. But yeah, all we do there is we notice where's Loki coming. Let's try to walk away as far so that if he rotates to us, he's really stretching his distance. And it's a lot harder for him to get that ult off initially, or impossible. And we're passively healing. So as long as we're at like 1k health, we literally can't die. Because remember, we do have our beads to cleanse as well. So we get Loki ulted, we just immediately beads it and we flip it on him and we kill him. We just have to hold our silence for his 3 at that point, which again, I'm going to do, so don't worry about that. We got fire again here, meaning we're going to be doing, or actually this is our first fire, but we're going to be doing a good amount of damage. I can kind of walk left even without Nagas, just having fire at this point in the game You really don't need a wave. So let's just like walk at it while they're distracted in mid. And we're going to get this pretty easily. Again, we pop our 2, so we take a little bit less damage. And that's going to be a Phoenix. So we take a lot of damage for it. Again, I was able to... I forced the commitment on that because we had the Nuwa. If we don't have Nuwa there, we're just walking in and out and tagging it. We don't need to rush it, but we're rushing it there because, again, we have numbers. We're able to. So we may as well. Pop this under here, pop the 2, pull out. Wasn't able to get it. Again, my life is a little bit more important here than dying out for a 1-for-1 potential trade. So I'd rather just take that. Shoot. Damn, okay, Loki on there. Tough, tough, tough. Alright, that's fine. I mean, look how much Titan damage we got. That's fine. Hate to see it. They were a little bit split for me. I couldn't really, like, walk in and group with them because we're going to just get slammed. My idea was, like, if Loki ults me there, it's really bad. But he didn't get baited. He ulted down mid, which is what you're supposed to do. But I think I should have just turned around and just dipped, because I could have. It's no big deal, though, honestly. Like, we got the Titan damage off. This game's basically over. We're just going to kind of walk over to gold if we want, or just walk it down mid. It doesn't really matter. That was unique, but no worries. And either way, though, it's, like, going to be pretty positive, so it doesn't matter too much. They're playing this pretty well, though. I mean, again, I think this game should have been over a while ago. I kind of messed up a little bit. Like, that Loki and I had was obviously a little bit troll. And then the Fire Giant defense we didn't play very well. Because, again, we should have reset. So, you know, a couple of things like that. Loki gets a pick, so this is going to be pretty, like, typical right now. They're going to just kind of, like, hard look for picks because that's really all they can do. All we're going to do is just, like, match by pushing. We back up here. Oh, man, they do so much damage. I'm, like, slowed. We're fine, though. Upper Talisman here. I didn't actually need a Beast that, I don't think. Yeah, they're really, really hunting for picks, so we got to be really careful here. We got some decent damage off, but they're just kind of deathballed right now. So I can't help too much. I'm going to go left here and match this Loki. We win the 1v1s into him, or at least we should. Yep. Just have to silence him out of that dash. Remember, he didn't have ult, and we knew that because he used it underneath. So that's why, like, we're able to walk up